everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of Shaun of the Dead, the 2004 zombie comedy rom-com hilarious movie classic that I absolutely adore. I mean, this movie is just absolutely fantastic in pretty much every way. I thought it was just a brilliant movie. Another example of Edgar Wright just absolutely killing it. I love that guy's work. I mean, he's so talented, and of course he's working with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost again, and just the talented trio that make a fantastic film. And Nick Frost and Simon Pegg definitely are the nucleus of this film. That their friendship is at the core of this film, and it's fantastic. And they bring the laughs, they bring the drama. There's a surprising amount of emotion in this film. I think Simon Pegg is a fantastic lead. He does just a great job in this. You completely can relate to his character. He's kind of the loaf kind of guy, the guy who, you know, he's not generally going to be the leader, and yet he steps up in this moment. And as a viewer, you know, a guy like myself who, you know, you might be able to notice likes to sit around and watch movies and that kind of thing, I'm generally speaking not exactly the guy who's going out there as the leader of men or anything like that, but at the same time I do feel like I would step up in certain situations, and there have definitely been circumstances where I have led people in the past, and so I could always kind of relate to his character, and then at the same time you can also kind of relate to Nick Frost, because in other circumstances I definitely feel like I would be led around, and he's definitely is kind of his partner in crime, but at the same time the second fiddle and all that. And I mean, the comedic timing with one another is just absolutely fantastic. You can really tell that they're friends in real life, and that they just have a close relationship. It affects every single moment of this film in a fantastic way. I think they're just absolutely fantastic together. They're both characters that the audience just adores by the end of the film, and you really come to care about them. And then there's several supporting characters that are also really well done as well. I mean, I think that's one of the strengths of this movie throughout, that there really are so many characters that you come to care about and that are well defined. And I mean, Shaun's girlfriend in the film is absolutely fantastic. I don't know the actress's name, and unfortunately for the most part I don't know most of these actors' names, but I think she does a great job. I think Kate Ashfield or something like that, but you know, I think she does a great job. She the way the character is written, where she just broke up with Shaun, is great in this film, because you can definitely tell that she has moments where she has struggles with being able to, you know, put up with him and his ideas, and disagrees with him, and you can see the tension, but at the same time you can see the affection that they have for one another. And by the end of the film, how she's protective of him, because she does care about him very much. And I thought that was all very well handled, and also at the same time, just her character is just a very interesting one in and of itself, you know, completely taken away from Shaun and the rest of the film. I mean, there's one of the most compelling moments in this entire film is a sequence that she shares with Shaun's mom, and just her relationship with her roommate and her roommate's boyfriend. I think is very well defined as well. I will say I feel like the roommate is probably my least favorite character in the film, which is a shame, because I do like the actress. I mean, she's best known as the person who played the female lead in the UK version of The Office, and I think she's great in her role, but I thought it was very underwritten. She's just basically kind of there as the kind of in the background as the roommate of the female lead, and the girlfriend of the guy who has a crush on the female lead. She doesn't really have much of a story arc of her own, whereas I would say her boyfriend in the film, the guy who I will always think of as being from Black's Books, he's definitely much more defined. I mean, his character throughout a lot of the film is kind of a dick, and people just don't like him, and you can tell there's a very good reason for that, because obviously we come to care so much about Simon Pegg's character. So with him kind of, you know, poking him with a stick and kind of going after him verbally throughout the entire film, you can definitely understand why you'd come to dislike him, especially with some of his actions at the end being so stupid and irresponsible. I think his character is very well written in that regard. He's also a very human character. I mean, he's the guy that you probably like the least throughout the film, but he's not, you know, evil guy. He's just a jerk, you know. I thought that was very well done. And you have Shaun's mom. I mean, you just absolutely feel so protective of her throughout. She's such a kind of got a meek personality, but at the same time, you can very much tell that she's extremely loving. Obviously, she adores her son. And anybody who has a mother, which of course is all of us, but who has a close relationship with their mother, you know, you completely understand why you'd want to protect her as best you can. And the way the whole movie takes place with her, where her character goes, I mean, it's just absolutely heart-wrenching. It's one of the most emotional sequences of this film, where you see where the character ends up. I mean, it's very, very well done and extremely effective. And then you have her new man, who Shaun absolutely hates, played by Bill Nighy, which is hilarious because he's such a charismatic and likable dude that you like so much in so many different movies. I mean, so to have him be the guy who Shaun is like against, it's funny because it's the one time where you are actually like completely disagree with Shaun's character, and then as the film progresses as well, where their relationship goes, it is extremely well handled as well. I mean, and then there's the Shaun and Nick Frost's character's roommate at the beginning, who is a total dick, is always picking on Nick Frost's character, and you can completely understand where he's coming from, and that's the thing too, right? Is even that character who it doesn't have that much of an impact on the film is written extremely well, where you completely understand why he feels the way he does, but you know, you're kind of like, well, you know, you could go about it in less of a dickish manner, but I thought that was extremely well handled. And then this movie has a few sequences that I just think are absolutely brilliant. I love the fact that at the beginning of the film, Nick Frost's character has this plan that he's telling to Shaun, and throughout the entire sequence you see like this interpretation of it where everything's like rosy and great, and obviously that's not what happened in the film, but the actual things that he says, where he's like, we're gonna go do this and then do this and then do this, that's exactly what happens in the movie. I thought that was just absolutely hilarious and just a brilliant twist, and one of the things that you kind of only pick up on the second viewing, or if you have a very good memory and are reflecting on it afterwards. I thought that was awesome. And then I just love the whole sequence where all of a sudden Shaun and the group kind of come across another group that is their mirror reflection, led by the female who was the female lead. I shouldn't say female, but the woman who was the female lead in the show Spaced, where Nick Frost and Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright came together. I thought that was awesome that they included her in this movie. And then throughout the background, if you're looking at the group, you have these characters that are actually kind of linked to some of the actors in this movie. Like you have Martin Freeman, who of course was the male lead in the UK version of The Office, so to see him there when you are throughout the movie you have the female lead, I thought was awesome. And you have Tasman Gregg, I always mess up her name, so if I didn't even pronounce it correctly, it is what it is, who was in Black Books as well, and was great in that movie, in that show I should say, and then also was in Episodes, which is just a brilliant show. I mean, I thought that was great. I mean, I think this movie just has so many great details in it. It's just an all-around awesome movie, and one that I would highly suggest to anybody who hasn't seen it. And if you're a horror movie fan, if you're a comedy fan, great. And one thing I will say is be prepared for gore in this film. Near the end, it's surprising how over the top the gore actually gets, but I also think it kind of works for the film to perfection. So those are my thoughts on Shaun the Dead. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you're a fan, if you think it's awesome, if you liked it, if you picked up on the whole sequence with the plan being exactly what actually ends up happening. Whatever. Other than that, please hit that like button, hit that share button. It makes it much more likely that other people come check this video, which is something I would absolutely adore. And if you are new here, you just haven't done it yet, please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can find out when I put out a new video, and come and check it out and let me know what you think, because I love talking to people about movies and I'd love you to be one of them. Aside from that, have yourself a good day.